What's good? YouTube, right? Alright, so we back here for another video today. I just wanted to get on here, motivate you guys, make you happy, right? Nothing new. Now, like I said in the last video, I have been gone for a while, but I'm sorry about that. And I am back, you know, for real this time because my friends are holding me accountable. And that's something I was going to say. Make sure you have people around you who will call you out on your BS. Being constantly around yes men is the easiest way to just to have like your pride and ego take over. You know, if everyone in your life just stays silent when you say something that's questionable or when you're moving in a weird way, when you don't have someone to check you, it's very easy to just be like blinded. Like your pride will blind it because your brain is self-reassuring. You know what I'm saying? You have like confirmation bias and pretentious absorbers and things like that. Like your brain all acts on its own and it has desires, right? That's your flesh. Now your spirit, your soul yearns for more. That's the part of you that feels weird when you're being a hypocrite, when you're judging, and when you participate in negative small talk and gossip, and you just feel this type of like pain. You're like, ugh, like I feel like I should not have been doing that. That's exactly the type of thing. You need people around you to call you out on that mindset. You need people to tell you to stop looking at your views when you post. Tell you to ignore beef and people who try to drag you into drama. Tell you to get away from girlfriends or boyfriends that are leading you down a bad path. You know what I'm saying? Without people like that in your life, you basically have these surface level friendships, right? Because what type of friend are you to allow your... Now, I'm not saying to just interject and make interventions, but what type of friend are you is if you view your friend going through something, right? Very clearly, like it's not just because of what you want and your personal agendas for these people. Like you see them struggling, but they're blinded, Stockholm syndrome or whatever, or scared or something like that. You know, a good friend and the people you want to surround yourself with will be like, nah, bro, you're tripping. Nah, bro, like my people don't do that. Like, come on, bro, you know you're not supposed to be doing that. Because we're adults now. You know, most of my friends, we're 25. The intentionality and being precise with life is the name of the game. You cannot be out here moving willy-nilly doing whatever you want. Every decision needs to be intentional. And your mistakes, you have to be precise with, because when you make a mistake, you need to A, take accountability, and B, learn from it. And when you learn from it, it's not like, oh, 2 weeks later, I'm going to just fall right back into the same thing. Nobody's perfect, and it's not easy to just solve all your problems. But if you don't have anyone around you calling you out, you're going to continue in your cycle. And the type of person I am is I give a lot of like unsolicited advice. And I'm trying to change that. Like I don't love that about myself, but that's just, you know what, let me scratch that because that's just who I am. That's my personality. That's my natural. Like I was talking with my boy Jake because we were playing Pokemon. And basically, like in this version of Pokemon, like it feels like a chess game, right? So he was sharing his screen on Discord while we were playing, and I was telling him every move to do and what plays to make, and they were all working. But when I go and make plays on my own, and when I try to play, I suck. I'm horrible. So it just showed me that I have this natural, not leadership, but the sense of like, oh nah, you go do this. Oh nah, if you do this, it's gonna work. But then when it comes to me, I feel like clueless. So I don't know. I'm just trying to take advantage of that. And then another thing is when I get on here or when I get on telling someone to do something, I find myself holding myself accountable and being like, oh, no, I just told this person to do this. I can't be a hypocrite. Because, bro, obviously y'all don't know this, but both of my parents are heavy hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? But like prideful about it. Like they won't admit that. So I'm trying to be the difference. I'm trying to be the person and the friend that admits their faults. Now, another thing, this is very important. Secret sin will be your downfall. You need to tell somebody at least. You cannot be taking secrets to the grave unless, because that weighs you down. especially when it comes to lust and addiction. Those two specifically, you have to speak it out loud. When I started telling the close people in my life what I used to do in my past and different addictions and things that I've had, and addictions aren't substances, not only substances, addictions to PRN, you know what I'm saying? To lying, like just different things like that. There's a lot of different addictions in this world. Money, gambling, and things like that. And keeping it to yourself and hiding it from your people and then lying about it, like you're just digging yourself so deep. But the thing is your brain reassures you. You're like, oh, okay, if no one finds out, I'll be okay. No one's gonna judge me. And your subconscious doesn't want to deal with you being negatively stereotyped or looked down on by your peers, by people you look to as your friends. But the thing is, true friends will not judge you. They will try to help you, guide you back onto the path. You've already surrounded yourself with the wrong people if you tell somebody your secret sins and you come to them and genuine talking about your addictions and your flaws, and they laugh or dismiss it or start talking about themselves instead, and they're like, oh no, it's okay, everyone does that. That is not the mindset you need to be around. You need to be around the mindset, you know what, a lot of people do that and a lot of people fall to that, but let's talk about what you could do next. Focus on what the next step is versus your lack of progress, your lack of moral compass and everything like that. Like, you need to make sure you're morally consistent so that you don't have regrets or question yourself. You know, when you move in a certain situation, you're like, oh yeah, but I did this to that person before. If you're constantly staying aware and taking accountability for your actions, you won't have those type of feelings as often because your character is true and genuine. You never have to worry about, oh, well, will they think this is real, or will they think I'm just acting or whatever like that, is if you always put your true foot forward. I think with secret sin, let's touch back on that one. A lot of people are addicted to quote unquote gooning, right? I see this word a lot. I know that's like a new trendy word or whatever. It means being addicted to PRN, if you know what I'm talking about. At least that's what I'm pretty sure that's what it means. So if that's something you want to get better from, because obviously you need to, in this life is too short to not yearn to do better. You don't want to be old regretting or still dealing with addictions and problems and things like that from your 20s. Like when I at my job, and I'm sorry, I know I keep bouncing everywhere, but at my job I see a lot of old people with the habits and things like that I have now, that I'm trying to work on and taking accountability for, that they are just pridefully ignoring and be like, no. Like, no one is free from bettering themselves, bro. I hate when people go to instantly dismiss what you're saying. Like, I've tried to tell many of my friends that, oh yeah, you should slow down on the screen time, like your dopamine receptors and things like that, and they just completely dismiss what I'm saying. For the sake of making themselves seem like they're less flawed and less issue. Like, it's people's pride and their ego. They would rather inflate their own pride and ego than taking accountability and bettering themselves, because it's hard to admit that you're doing wrong. It's difficult to admit that you need to do better. That means you need to put effort in to better yourself. That means you need to change what you're doing. But your pride will have you thinking that whatever you're doing right now is just fine. Your pride will have you thinking, oh yeah, everything that I'm doing right now this is right. So just remember, be very aware with what you do, because not everyone and not everything is for your best interest. Addictions and pleasures and comforts, those are the things that are easy to do. That's why a lot of people do them. So that's why when you talk to someone and they tell you, oh, everyone does that, it's okay. Nah, bro, we're trying to break free of these stereotypes in the matrix or whatever. I want to become a better person for the sake of doing better for myself, so I never have to question my morals, question whether I regret something or not. I gave this life my all. So now I know that when something happens, there was no alternative. There is no what could have been if I did this. The only time I feel that is when I lose friends. I think, oh, where would we have been? Or 2 years ago today, I was in a room with dudes and I haven't talked to any of them. One of them cut me off completely, and the other one I haven't hung out with since December 2024. And, you know, like, those people, could still be around, but that's the only thing that I wonder about the like what could have been, because I still see them around, or I still see them posting, and we still might chat every once in a while or whatever like that, or I'll see them on social media really, like, because I went to Cali to link up with my boy, and then he ghosted me and my boy, like he completely ignored us, right? And we didn't talk for 3 years straight, but he just came up on my TikTok the other day, and I went and dropped a comment and things like that, and I was talking to my other boy about him, and we were like, yo, dude, just imagine what could have been if this happened. But if he didn't, I don't know what happened, but in my opinion, the pride or something, or ego or some shit took over, where he felt like he was just better, or didn't have to take accountability for his actions, or not even say sorry or anything like that. Like, imagine how different it could have been if he would have just said sorry or tried to take accountability. But instead, he went ghost and ignored and everything. If he had problems with however we were acting, or however I was acting or whatever, he could have said that long before I bought an expensive flight and bought an Airbnb and things like that. So anyway, now y'all know a personal story about myself, and I hope that I was able to motivate you guys. I'm just gonna get here, finish this up, and just go vibe out and enjoy my day, because I was editing this morning a little bit, and you know, and then I got on the phone and I'm feeling a little bit drained now. So I just want to relax. I just want to stick to myself for the day. Anyways, y'all boys, I appreciate you watching the video, and I'm gonna definitely talk to you guys soon. Peace.